Hey guys, I want to tell you what you should never settle for as a parent. And I'm not just talking about disrespect and all that. I'm talking first name basis. As if your kids are your homegirls or homeboys or whatever the case may be, or they think they're your BFFs. The minute your kid calls you by your first name, you better turn that ship around because it is just about sailed. Not only that, if they call you by your first name or Karen, oh, Jesus Christmas, come on now. I don't care if you are a Karen or if your first name is Karen, your child should never address you by your first name. Why? Because I'll tell you why. You gave birth to that little MF, and I'll tell you, I pushed you out of my vagina, and I'll say it because I don't really care. We can call it whatever we want, but you're not calling me by my first name. Absolutely not. I don't know who you think you are or who told you it was okay, because the good Lord above, it says you better honor your mother and your father. Mother and father are in the Bible. Okay, God the Father, God the Son. You better respect me. And my name is Laura. That's on my birth certificate, but that's not how you address me. Absolutely not. What do you do if your kids start calling you by your first name? You better tell them they better go find another place to live. This is not going to be in my house, under my roof. And you want to call me by my first name, you better get a job and pay for all those things you like, your cell phone, your internet, the water, the gas, the electric, the roof. You better contribute to the mortgage too. Or if the mortgage is paid off, they can pay for your property taxes. You that's not you better stop allowing your kids to call you by your first name. I remember my daughter, she never said it to my face, but I remember I'd helped her buy a car, a $14,000 car. She was making the payments, and then she took off with the car, deferred 5, 6, whatever payments, and then dropped the car off by my door with a $9,000 balance. She said, "You can afford it, Laura." I said, "Who the oh no, we're not doing that." So if your child thinks they can call you by your first name and they say it to your face, that's a double whammy. I don't think so. I'm your mom. And I'll tell you, even as a child, I was raised in a Catholic home. I was raised to respect my elders and called my mom mom and my dad dad. And even when my dad messed up and he was drinking, I never called him Tom. Absolutely not. Heck, even the guys in the fire department called him Papa because he was the old man on the crew. But never once in a million years would I have thought of addressing my parent by their first name. I don't think so. I might not agree with everything my mom does, and maybe we just currently, I'm not in touch with her, but I never call her by her first name. There's something to be said about us. I'm not saying old folks, but older, who had respect for adults, respect for authority. Heck, I recently reconnected with some childhood friends whose mom and dad I call Mr. and Mrs. And I'm 55 years old, and their dad, I still address them by Mr. and Mrs. Why? Because first name, man, that means you're on an even playing field. And you've either brought them down to your level or you raised yourself up to their level. And there's no way that I would ever believe I had the same experience in life as someone older than myself. So don't allow your children to call you by your first name. They want to do it, you better get out of my house. Because that's not happening around here. I don't care if you cry. I don't care if you don't have another place to stay in. And I don't care if you don't have money. You better go out and make it. Why? Because I did. And I got out of my parents' home, and you're going to do the same. You can't respect me. You need to go. So anyways, first name basis, I'm behind. Not in my house. Not ever. Not Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Absolutely not. Get out. We're done. So that's all there is to it. And I will be back.